Minister for Mining and Member for Namatanai, Byron Chan, says roads in Namatanai will improve when the 200 million kina commitment by the current government is eventually released by the Department of Treasury. Minister Chan was responding to a pictorial that appeared in one of the newspapers last week, highlighting the deteriorating road conditions on the west coast of Namatanai. A separate funding for the West Coast Road has been approved under the Solwara 1 deep-sea mining project, estimated to cost about 350 million kina. This project is going through its tendering process, with the successful bidder to undertake the construction work as soon as the winning bid is announced. Mr. Chan reassured the people of West Coast Namatanai that funding for the West Coast Road has been endorsed and approved by the National Executive Council. He is optimistic that the O'Neill Dion government will fulfill the long and overdue commitment of the national government to the people of New Ireland, especially the Namatanai district. The newly appointed directors of the Cocoa Board have been challenged to strategize its plans and rollout programs. A 10-year strategic plan was launched recently in Lae, encompassing and embracing the cocoa industry's issues. It highlights the industry's issues and challenges that engage with stakeholders in government, private sector and development partners. Kevin Dayonga reports.
The strategic plan now is to include infrastructure, mobilize quantity, enhance quality and provide market access for trade and exports. This will help drive the management team to implement the cocoa industry strategic plan and take cocoa industry to a new and higher level. Donor agencies have given huge sums of money to rehabilitate the cocoa industry and is already picking up. While speaking to the recent appointments of the directors to the Cocoa Board, Department of Agriculture and Livestock Secretary Dr. Vele Pet Ilaava said the challenge is now to the directors to move things forward.
Well, the immediate thing we want to do is to look at the strategic plan that was launched this year and then start to get the board to our management to give us a plan on how they're going to implement it. Other thing we want to do is to work very quickly. We are already doing it, work on the fine flavor status. Take it up from 90% to 100% by next year.
The priced commodity has been affected by price fluctuations and exchange rate fluctuations, which are unpredictable. It is predicted that if the cocoa industry increases its volumes through distribution of quality cocoa clones, replacement of fire kiln cocoa dryers with the combination solar dryers, both farmers, buyers, exporters and the national economy will be winners. Kevin Dayonga, NBC National News, Port Moresby.
Prime Minister Peter O'Neill says the former Prime Ministers who have now joined ranks with the opposition were never united with the government since day one.
I know that some of our former Prime Ministers have gone and joined the opposition. Really, they've never been part of our government from day one. They've shown no interest whatsoever. They've been standing on the sideline just watching, whether we will be making mistakes or not. And of course, every time we make a mistake, they are not guiding us. They're not counseling the next generation of leaders who are here today. They're here today. These leaders are not going to take us to the next level of development in the country.
The National Economic and Fiscal Commission, NEFC, is determined to see provinces in Papua New Guinea excel in service delivery in the coming years. The joint Momase Regional Agency and Stakeholders Workshop in Madang last week reviewed provincial budgets on minimum priority activities that will enhance service delivery to the people. Chairman and CEO of NEFC, Hohora Suve, said the Commission is doing its best to work together with government agencies to see services are delivered to the people. Sylvester Gawi with this report.
The National Economic and Fiscal Commission held its annual Momase Regional Workshop in Madang last week to discuss the way forward with respective provincial administrations along with relevant government agencies.
Workshop basically looking at their spending.
The workshop sees presentations and analysis on the performances of each province on how they are using their annual functional grants from the national government.
We inspired provincial governments to go on. This year we're looking at game changer. And we want to change the game in the next 5 years or so. We don't want to wait till 10, 20 years time.
The NEFC looks after only 4% of the national government budget, and that money is allocated into areas to enhance service delivery. The functional grants are intended for basic services in health, education, transport and infrastructure maintenance, primary production and village court. These are minimum priority activities and are determined by the provinces with high internal revenue getting the small slice of the cake.
We have so much resources. You'll hear our politicians complain that in 40 years after independence, what have we got to show for? So part of the game changer theme is to inspire our provincial leaders. All the people that are in the workshops are actually head of sectors. They're actually leaders in their own right.
Analysis presented by the NEFC have also indicated that provinces like Morobe are likely to be left out of the funding because its internal revenue has exceeded 110%. This means Morobe can fund and enhance service delivery on its own, having high internal revenue going into the provincial government coffers.
So if our revenues for the country increases, then more funding is given to the provinces. If the revenues are less, then we give less funding to the provinces through the function grants.
Sylvester Gawi, NBC National News, Leh.
Stay with us on NBC National News.